Okay, well, today we're just going to jump right into our story. And our story comes from the book of Daniel. Can you remember if Daniel is an Old Testament book or a New Testament book? Old Testament.
Old Testament.
Old Testament. Okay, well, here we are. Here's Daniel's three friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And they worked for the king, King Nebuchadnezzar. This king made a big golden statue, and he also made a new rule. Here's the new rule, it said. When the music plays, everyone must bow to the statue and pray to the statue. If you do not, then you will be thrown into the hot, fiery furnace and burned up. Well, soon the music started to play, and all the people bowed and prayed to the statue. But Daniel's three friends knew that was wrong. They did not bow. They would pray only to God. Well, when the king heard about that, he said to the three friends, "If you don't bow, you'll be thrown into the furnace. Then who will help you?" And the friends said, "O king, our God can save us. But even if he does not, we won't bow." Well, that made King Nebuchadnezzar very, very angry. He ordered that the furnace be heated up 7 times hotter than usual. Soldiers tied up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and then they threw them into the hot, fiery furnace. Well, the king stood up, and he looked, and he said, "Hey, didn't I throw in 3? Now there are 4, and they're not tied up. God had sent an angel into the furnace. The friends were safe." The king shouted for them to come out, and they did, and they were not burned at all. Their clothes weren't even singed. The king praised the one true God. He said, "No one may say anything bad about the God of these friends. Only the one true God could help people in this way." And this was the story that little Gabe drew when he drew his favorite Bible story. Do you see the fiery furnace right here? And there's the 1, 2, 3 friends. This was a good job, Gabe, and a great story pick. Well, those 3 friends were friends with Daniel. This is Daniel. And Daniel was a leader in Babylon. He did the best work of anyone. The king really liked him. Now the other leaders, they didn't like this at all. They wanted to get rid of Daniel. So they tried to find a way. And they looked and looked, but they couldn't find anything wrong with Daniel. Daniel did very good work. So they came up with a plan. Everyone knew Daniel loved God. 3 times a day, he went home to pray. So those other leaders, they made a new law. And they got the king, King Darius, to agree. The new law said, "You must pray to the king, or else you'll be thrown to the lions." Well, Daniel knew about that new law, but he went home like he always did, and he knelt and he prayed just like he always did. And those other guys who wanted to get Daniel in trouble, well, they were watching, and they saw. And right away they ran to the king and told on Daniel. They said, "Daniel is praying to God as always. He must be thrown to the lion's den. It is the law." Now the king was very upset. He was very sad. He saw he had been tricked into making that law. But you know, he could not change the law. It was the rule of the Medes and the Persians that once a law was made, it couldn't even be changed by the king. So Daniel had to be put down into the lion's den. All that night long, the king worried. The king didn't eat. The king didn't sleep. He just worried about Daniel. And as early as possible, the next morning at the break of dawn, the king ran quickly to the lion's den and he called down. And he said, "Daniel, Daniel, did your God save you?" And Daniel said, my God sent an angel and he shut those lions' mouths. And after that, let's see what the king told everyone. Chloe, you have the words the king said. Come over here and read what the king did. What's the address?
Daniel 6:25-26. Then King Darius wrote to all the people in the land, I make a decree that in all the dominion of my kingdom, men are to fear and tremble before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God and enduring forever, and his kingdom is one which will not be destroyed, and his dominion will be forever.
Thank you. So, Daniel's obedience brought honor to God. Do you remember last week's story?
Yes.
It was about Noah. And he's another good example. Noah did everything God asked him to do, and his obedience and trust in God showed that he had a relationship to God. Well, Daniel and his friends are other great examples of obedience to God. It shows honor to God, it shows our love to him, and it shows others our faith. God knows all about us. He loves us, and he'll help us obey. Now, remember that. Let's see if we read this together, that thing that's really good to remember.
God will never ask me to do something he will not help me do.
Good. So let's look. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and Daniel made the choice to be loyal to God and trust him no matter what happened. They had confidence in God's power, and their obedience gave God the opportunity to do mighty things. So you ready to read our Bible words?
Yes.
Here they are. Well, they actually start over here and they kind of go all the way around. Can you do that?
Blessed are those who hear the word of God and obey it.
Jesus said those words in Luke 11:28. So, Phoebe, are you got a song for us about this?
Yes.
And it's going to be a continuation of last week's song, verse 2, right? Come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Phoebe, what's the name of your song?
Trust and obey.